Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of The Dot presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. It is time for the weekly mailbag. As always, make sure you are a part of our private Twitter community. If you are an NOF member, you can get in there, ask questions, talk to other Saints fans, and just be part of the conversation about everything that's going on with the team right now. Our first question this week is, do you think the Saints are hesitant to start Jameis Winston at any point this season?
Maybe not at any point. I actually think it's going to be important for them to get a look at him to decide if he's part of the future. The fact that they're not doing it now makes me think we might not see it until like after the bye. When I talked to Jameis Winston last week, I said, is there a difference between if you start in week 10 or week 14? And he said, yeah, there would probably be a difference. He said he's probably a couple weeks away from being 100% with the foot. He said there's some things that he won't be completely healthy this year. But yeah, he's like rounding back into shape. Just last week, he started running more, doing more bootlegs and stuff in practice. So I do think he will still get healthy over the next month. And I think by the end of this season, if they don't turn to him because they want him starting quarterback, they may turn to him because they want to see what they've got for next year.
I don't think they should really start him until the offensive line's healthy. If he can't move well, if he can't protect himself, they need to make sure they're protecting for him. I think putting him in there right now would be kind of dangerous for everybody, and I understand they need to get out of this situation and they need to win games, and they probably believe that he could provide a spark for the offense. But I wait until you can take care of him, and it seems like that's maybe the decision that took place right now. I don't know. We'll see. I do think we do see him at some point, though, and I agree. I think it's important. Our next question, running back to how do they address it? I don't think David Johnson's part of that at all. He's kind of here as a stopgap, just to kind of fill in the gaps for Mark Ingram. I think that's a priority this offseason, though. In the NFL, we like to say it's a passing league. Right now, it is actually a running league. Yards per completion are the lowest they've been in a long time. Yards per carry are way up. I think offenses have swung back to maybe more powerful running game to counteract the smaller linebackers and the smaller defensive backs that have kind of brought into the league to defend the pass. So now there's kind of a shift back to a different style of football. I think it's huge that they get a bruiser next year.
Well, there's no question that's what this team wants to be in particular, though. They've shown it to us time and time again, and they're lost when they don't have a run game. They basically throw their hands up in the air and say, well, we can't do anything else when they don't start by running the ball and get themselves in favorable situations. So it's very important to this team. And, yeah, look, the only reason it wasn't a huge priority this offseason was because they had limited means, for one thing, and Mark Ingram still was showing a little bit of life left in his legs. He's going to be 1 year older next year. I think it's a position they need to get younger at. It'd be nice to make it a draft priority, but since that first draft pick won't come until round 2, I have a hard time believing their first pick of this year's draft will be a running back. But one way or another, upgrading that number 2 running back and thinking about what that position is going to look like long-term for the future, because Alvin Kamara is eventually going to have a lot of tread on his tires too. Huge priority this offseason.
I thought they should have made it like a day 2 pick last year, honestly. Sure. In the way they're playing now, kind of says maybe they should have, given the situation they're in. I thought they were going to be able to pass the ball better and everything than they are right now, too. So they probably didn't realize how much, to the extent they were going to lean on it. But I think there's a lot of things in hindsight that are definitely open for second guessing. Our last question, will Trevor Penning play this week? I don't think we have the answer for that. He is ramping up in practice. It looks like he's headed the right direction. They need him quickly. They need everybody quickly. So we'll see how that goes throughout the week.